Hi, I'm Terry Nora from The Sporting Life, introducing to you the mating game, a revolutionary new video which takes a behind-the-scene look at breeding and rearing in Ireland. We'll also show you why the emerald owl is classed as the cornerstone of the breeding industry. Better still, why not take advantage of a return airfare ticket with Aer Lingus? Costs you roughly the same as a decent meal in London to sample the idyllic delights and the beautiful countryside. Anyway, for the next hour and a half or so, sit back as we take you through top kennels like Matt O'Donnell, Paddy Doran and a few lesser known names. We also drop in on hardcore kennels, which gives you the opportunity to purchase a greyhound on a regular monthly payment with no initial outlay. It's a new idea, but I feel one that will sure catch on. Anyway, we hope you enjoy the video. The first kennel we visited was Ballylanigan House, home of Paddy and Kay Doran, who own the Manorville prefix. They achieved their life's ambition in 1989 when homebred Manorville Magic went unbeaten through the Irish Derby, having finished second the previous year. Magic now stands at stud with his sire Manorville Sand and also another son of Manorville Sand, Manorville Major. Paddy and Kay will now take us through their stud dogs and their racing records.
Paddy now with the three stud dogs, Manorville Sand, Manorville Major and Manorville Magic. They're being taken out for their morning exercise. We left in the paddocks for 15-20 minutes. And 3 or 4 mornings a week they're walked, a couple of mornings a week. They're turned out. And they're brought back in, and they're groomed. And they have their breakfast, brown bread, milk, tea, honey a couple of mornings a week, and eggs alternative morning. And then at 1 o'clock, taken out again, out to the paddocks for 15-20 minutes. And back into their kennels again until it was 5-6 in the evening. They're out again for their evening feed, which consists of brown bread again, vegetables, could be steak, flakes or chicken.
The foreign brindle dog there is Manorville Sand. He was winner of the Catskill Stakes at Thurles in 1983. He was second in the TV Trophy in 1985, and he was second in the Irish Derby at 1985. And he was voted Stud Dog of Ireland in 1989.
Dark brindle dog is Manorville Major, and he won the Newbridge Open in 1987. The Guinness Open 550, Derby Cancellation 1987 in a fast time of 30:38. Champion Stakes 1987, which was a 575 yards, 1987. She won the Guinness 600 in Shelbourne Park in 1988. Manorville Magic is the black dog, which we bred ourselves, as we did with the other 2 dogs. He's by Manorville Sand out of Black Vision. And he qualified in Thurles in 29.95. And we entered him in the Ballintubber Run Stake, which he won in 29.50 in Thurles. He went in 1988. Then he went to Shelbourne Park, Gold Star Meat Stake, 575 yards, which he won in 32 seconds. And the Derby was coming up then, and Major was injured. And I said to Paddy, would we enter Magic in the 1988 Derby?
And we entered him anyhow in the Derby.
He was beaten 3/4 of a length in the final of the 1988 Derby. The next year then, we entered him in the Champion Stakes, and he won the semi-final and the final of that, Shelbourne Park. Then he went on to run in the 89 Derby, and he won his 5 races there. So that was 7 top-class races in a row which he won.
I took him to traps and put him in trap 6. He was left about 10 lengths along the back straight from the leader.
I was standing at the first bend, and I could see him going into the third bend, lying fourth. And I couldn't see any more then until I heard the crowd, heard the cheers from the crowd, and he passed me first.
When he arrived to meet the pickup, he was down a distance in front, and I had an opinion that he could have won.
When the race was over, called for a photo. It was an agonising 5 minutes. Seemed like a lifetime. But the result was that Manorville Magic had won by a short head. After the Derby, he was awarded Track Dog of the Year.
And we retired him to stud. And the rest of him now is history.
Been extremely lucky to have bred, reared and raised 3 good top-class greyhounds, and they'd continue that in their stud career. Of course, you need a lot of luck to bring them through without injury. 100% commitment to work on that.
Been in greyhounds for 45 years, and my ambition always was to win the Derby. Magic obliged. He was a dream dog. This is our ward in Paddock with our son Eric. 3 pups here out of Manorville Rose by I'm Slippy. They're 12 months old now. We have 3 large grass paddocks. We leave dogs out there every day for to exercise.
The black blue bitch in the picture is Manorville Rose. She's a sister of Manorville Magic. The fawn bitch is Manorville Lass, and the brindle bitch is Manorville Lady. They're both sisters of Manorville Majors. Manorville Lass won the Munster Oaks in 1987, and she was beaten a short head in the Irish Oaks in 1987. Manorville Lady never raced. She broke her leg in a trial. These brood bitches are in good condition, and this is the way a brood bitch should be going to a stud dog. It's important to have them well fed and in good condition. Once they go in pup, then they pass that on to the pups. Plenty of freedom. Look at them enjoying themselves there, rolling and running around. This is our daughter Yvonne, and Yvonne, Eric, Paddy and I look after the 19 dogs that we have at the moment, which include 3 stud dogs and 3 brood bitches. And it's a family concern, and each of us take pride in our different jobs.
Two bitches here with me out of Manaville Lass and Whisper Wishes, and the other one is Manaville Lass and the other By the Other Risk.
These are our latest puppies. They're out of Manaville Rose by Daly's Gold, and we're looking forward to having some fun and success with these in the near future. Thank you for being with us at the Manaville Kennels. We hope you have as much fun and success as we have had over the years.
Good luck and goodbye.
Hello, I'm Vicky Flanagan of Tullamaine, Feathert, County Tipperary. I've been living here for the last 40 years. I've had a long association with greyhounds and foxhounds down all my life. Now, my way of rearing greyhounds here is that they're never closed in from early morning to late night. They're reared completely free range. They have the run of the whole place here, which you can see, the pups running around. They run at 30 acres here, and they can go to 70 to 90 acres if they want. So nobody minds them. All my neighbours don't mind them running around the land at all, which is a marvellous help, and I'm very grateful to those people. My dogs, once they get on the racetrack, I don't think they've ever had an injury. I may have a few injuries rearing them because they gallop all over the place. They gallop through ditches, out or over ditches, and everywhere. But in my opinion, that is the way to rear greyhounds. I don't like dogs in pens. They always have the bad toes and turned up feet. Then, you know, and they're not able to take bends in a race. When they get a wallop of another dog, they can't recover. But the dogs that's reared in the open range, they can see these wallops coming, and they can avoid them a bit. They might not always get away with it, but at least they have the instinct of ducking one another in the field, which I think is the only way to rear greyhounds today. I think one of the best futures of rearing these dogs in the open is that they run at the 30 acres, they gallop all day, most of the day around, they lie down in the cool for a while, get up and gallop around again. And if any of us go down the field, give them a whistle, they all come flying up to us, and I think that's the way a dog is able to stretch himself out. He's no gates to open or no pins to run through, so he's at full liberty and his own freedom the whole time. And I think dogs are so much more relaxed that way than any other way. Now, my way of feeding is, I believe in changing dogs' food a bit. I feed Casco and Purina. I also feed a bit Presto through it, makes it moistury for them. I also feed them plenty of raw meat. I cut off the quarters and hang them up, and I leave the carcass for the pups to have a bit of it any time they feel like it. They love to go out and chew a bit of a bone and lie down with it, and puppies can always have a bit any time they feel like it. But I also feed plenty of vegetables, new milk, cheese. I also toast my brown bread for the dogs before I race them, a couple of days before they run, because I find it's much lighter on their stomachs. So we get plenty of cod liver oil to puppies. It's great to develop their bone. So, you know, everybody has their own system of feeding, but I think that is my way of doing it. I think it's not too bad. It's been proven successful throughout the years.
Mick made some very interesting points there, and a lot of breeders in Ireland actually agree this is the only way to rear greyhounds. We now come on to one of Mick's brood bitches, Windsor Way. You might actually remember Windsor Way. So I class bitch a couple of years ago with John McGee. She actually won the Ben Troom and ran Catford. Recently had a letter to Oliver's Wish. They've done very well in Ireland, and the two now have actually come to Walthamstow. The next bitch we see is the light-brindled Glenda Again. Glenda Again is another one of Mick's broods, and after having a fairly successful racing career, she's done very well with the produce so far that she's produced. They've had quite a lot of success in Ireland, and as you can see from the way she looks there, Mick's idea of actually letting them run free in the wild has done her no harm at all. Beautiful looking bitch. This lovely looking bitch is Keely's Fugitive. She's a lovely well-bred bitch who's actually over here to be mated to a dog we're going to talk about in a minute. Damien Slave. Out of Soda Fountain, out of Fairy Wings, which is a descendant of Skipping Chick. She actually has been here a couple of weeks while waiting to break down to come into season. When she used to race before, she used to be called Fran's Fugitive. Used to be a very high-class pitch at Wimbledon. Now she's waiting to meet a suitor. This lovely little fellow being held by Mick's wife Margaret is Murphy's wish. Yes, Mick even finds time to turn his hand to training as well. By the way, I've been told by the camera crew that Margaret makes the best rice pudding in Ireland. One of the pleasures of actually coming to Mick's kennel was discovering the whereabouts of Damien Slave. Now, I'm not too sure about you, but I actually thought Damien Slave had died. Some of you may recall that Damien's actually won the consolation final of the 1985 Laurels, but he was better known as a sprinter. Some of the times the dogs actually clocked were 1672, 281 Rye. He actually did a 1613 at Wembley, a 1724 at Yarmouth, a 1649 at Swindon, and a 1645 round Monmouth. Incredibly, he came back from a broken hock to record 1630, which was actually a new track record, at Bristol. But when you include his versatility, apart from his consolation his consolation Laurels win, he did a 24:11 over Romford's 400 metres and a 27:99 round Wimbledon. Dogs beaten include 1986 Derby winner Tico, the third the same year Fearless Action, and now Ireland's top side Daly's Gold. Surprisingly, which I would put down due to the fact the dog's not being advertised enough, Damien hasn't had the bitches that he deserves. Now 9 years old, Damien Slave looks a picture of health, as you can see, and being the son of Knockra Slave, he's actually a complete outcross for most bitches. Mick also said he's an excellent worker. Interestingly, Damien's never actually raced in a graded race. Here's showing his versatility again. Damien's burst into the front from track 3, winning round 4:42, round now the defunct Slough. Note the inside air. Races, distances, hairs came alike to Damien's as he stretches clear going down the back straight. The dog in second place makes no impression, and bearing in mind this is a 4:42 race and he has one down to distances as short as 2:75, it's an excellent performance, and in fact he's actually drawing away. This is his run round Wembley when he scored in 1613. There again, smooth way he takes the inside bend as he draws clear. Here's his run now around Oxford. First time round again round Oxford, Damien bursts clear. Note the way how quickly he goes to the inside, sticks tight to the rails. They all come alike to Damien's, moves lightly off at the first bend, straightens up, powers away for another easy victory. Now we see his record-breaking run at Bristol. This is Damien's return from a broken hock. He had previously held a track record at Bristol, and he lowers it again to 1630. Note the way he still manages to keep parallel virtually to the rails, coming around the first two turns, pulling away again. The thing that always impressed about Damien's was his ability to go to the corner. If he came out, if he didn't come out, he would always show tremendous early pace. Just to reiterate some of the dogs he actually did beat during his fabulous career: Lodge Prince, who still holds the track record 550 at Shelbourne, Ballintubber 1, remember his great race over 475 against Ballyring Bob at Walthamstow, and other superb dogs like Fearless Swift, Smoky Pete, Upton Rocket and Tico. Damien certainly was a great dog on the track, and the hopes are that it will prove as successful in the breeding paddocks. Well, we certainly enjoyed our couple of days with Mick and Margaret Flanagan. As you can probably see, Mick's got some very unconventional ideas, but ones that seem to work. The part that I found interesting with Mick was his idea of rearing his pups in his 30-acre field. His concept being that it actually helps the greyhounds develop the ability to avoid a bump on the track. I suppose in principle it actually makes quite good sense. Mick offers a full range of facilities that includes breeding, rearing and racing your greyhounds at various Irish tracks.
This is Kerry Hill Kennels, which is owned by Patsy Byrne, and he's invested a lot of money here to make it a beautiful kennel, and we're hoping that it will be very successful. The 6 dogs that we have at stud here are all beautifully bred. They were all top-class racing dogs, and we are a new stud, and I think we've probably 6 of the best bred dogs at stud in Ireland at the moment, and I'm sure that we're going to turn out lots of winners from this kennel. Now, we take booking here, first come, first served, regardless of who they are or what bitch it is. A man books a dog with us because the dogs are busy, he's booked. There's no such thing as you being told after, you can't have the dog. It's first come, first served. We like to get as much notice as possible when the bitch breaks. And we also like that the person coming with the bitch would ring us 3 or 4 days before he comes to confirm that he is coming, and we arrange what time. Because at the moment the weather is very warm, and we use the dogs either around 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock at night. Because we don't like using the dogs when it is as warm as it is now in the middle of the day. So we arrange that whichever suits the man, what time it suits him to come. This is George Jono. He's second in last year's English Derby, winning every heat up to the final. He was most unlucky in the final. He's a dog by Whisper Wishes out of Hot Sauce Mistake. And to date he has over 60 bitches mated, and at the rate of going he should have well up over 100 by the time he'd have the first runner.
George Jono became one of the sport's greatest PRs with his performances in the 1990 Derby. The Blacks' coverage, due to being part owned by HRH Prince Edwards, was chronicled in all the national newspapers. His lists are eagerly awaited, and we now see some of his Derby performances in 1990.
Is the Royal Dog, owned by His Royal Highness Prince Edward and Mr. Patrick Byrne, and trained by Patrick Byrne down at Canterbury. Up they've gone, and as they come by me, it's a pretty level break. It's Druidge Jono. It's Druidge Jono and Fairhill Boy as they go round the bend. It's the 2 anti-post favourites in the market at this moment, Druidge Jono and Fairhill Boy. They're racing neck and neck. Up's gone the Demolder Roar as he tries to cut inside, but 5 just chips him off as they come out of 4th bend now into the straight. Druidge has run slightly wild, being challenged now by Fairhill Boy. Up to the line, it's Druidge Jono winning from... Up they go, 5's come out, collided with 6 nearly and gone in front, and this is going to do a time. Believe me, the Royal Dog said bye-bye, I've out and gone. He's stretching down the back, Druidge Jono. The roar's gone up, and there's Curly and Byrne's second dog tripping into the second place as they're coming off the round of 3rd and 4th bend. Cheerio, Druidge Jono says as he comes off. It's Druidge Jono, swing the mood. Here comes the bingo dog finishing. Well, they're out very, very quickly as they come towards me. They seem to be, it's Bow and me, Druidge Jono, Slippy Blue. They go round the bend. The Royal Dog's got out. There's no problems. It's Bow and me from Druidge Jono with Lions Dean in 3rd, Slippy Blue in 4th. Great race. HRH's dog is at the front. The roar's gone up. It looks like a coronation procession. Druidge Jono's going to win quite comfortably now as they come off there. Slippy Blue slips up into 2nd place, the Blue Dog, and coming up is Attractive Sun. Oh, dairy. I've got to listen. Looks like Druidge Jono's out quite quickly. It's Druidge Jono as they come to the 1st bend with the big one, Little Spot, going around, but it's Druidge Jono gone round in front of Little Spot and Burnt Oak Champ as they come out down the back straight. It's the Royal Dog beginning to accelerate rapidly from Burnt Oak Champ and Druidge Jono and Little Spot. But as they come into the 3rd bend now, it's Druidge Jono beginning to go on now from Burnt Oak Champ with Slippy Blue coming up in the 3rd, and that's how they're going to go across the line for me. It's Druidge Jono, Burnt Oak Champ and Slippy Blue.
Sadly, as the record books now show, Druidge Jono failed to cope with the Pompon Derby final night and finished a gallant 2nd to Slippy Blue. Another interesting fact that people tend to forget is that Druidge Jono was also a top-class sprinter. In one of his early races for Patsy Byrne, he beat Strange Dilly, classed as one of the best sprinters for many years, at Wimbledon, and was also well fancied to beat Ravage again in the final of the Everton Sprint at Hove. He finished lame in this race and only raced twice more before being retired to Kerry Hill.
This is Hello Blackie. He's by Daly's Gold out of Ascarron Chips. This dog had 3 track records while he was racing, and he won every distance from 360 metres to 660 metres. And won in numerous tracks in England, actually from the south to the north he won. He was a very good genuine greyhound. He could win from the front or come from behind. He probably won the Daly's Gold better sons.
Versatility and genuineness was Hello Blackie's greatest assets. His biggest success coming in the Guineas at Hackney and being the son of top sire Daly's Gold will ensure him in constant demand.
This is Phantom Flash, by Flash's Sir out of Westmead Seal. He's rated by shrewd judges both in England and Ireland as probably the fastest dog ever to run. This dog was a flying machine. He's been still here on just a month. He's mated 6 bitches, some of the best bitches in the country. Justice Park, which is the dam of It's All Over Now, which was second in the Greyhound Derby in England this year to Ballinderry Ash. 3 days ago he mated Gentle Approach, which is the dam of Gentle Soda, which won the Irish Oaks and Harold's Cross this year. So this dog is really getting the cream of the brood bitches in this country, and I think he deserves them.
We now see Scottish Derby winner Phantom Flash in action in the 1991 Daily Mirror Sporting Life Derby.
Up they go, and they're out in a level break, and Parkhill Goldie is out very quickly in 5. It's Parkhill Goldie, Cheerful Carrot, Would Not Bingo. They go into the first bend, they come out. The Jolly's out in front, Goodnight Nurse, Phantom Flash would do a good run here, being followed by Parkhill Goldie, Would Not Bingo, Would Not Bingo. Hare Flick making a run on the outside, getting his passage stopped there, but they come off the bend, the Jolly's winning. Indian File the Jolly up to the line, up they go, and the Flash is certainly out to this evening. It's Phantom Flash out in front. It's Phantom Flash out in front now, being challenged by Would Not Bingo as they go around the first bend. It's Phantom Flash gone out on his own now. TJ Sun is in second, with the rest bringing up the rear. It's now Phantom Flash going out on his own. It's a bit of a facile victory now with Phantom Flash. It's Phantom Flash. Everybody's wondering what time this ground is going to do. He's run exceptionally wide there, but he's coming home alone. Great race for second and third.
Well, here we are, it's Bruce Millington on the mic. Richard Thomas is indisposed for this one, but this is the one they're building the race of the year with good reason. We've got 3 classic winners. We've got Match Point St Ledger, Phantom Flash Scottish Derby, and the other toss, who of course won last year's Irish Derby. Bob Betts, my governor from the Sporting Life, is with me. Bob, who's your personal fancy?
Oh, you got to go for the other toss, I think.
What about Phantom Flash?
Phantom Flash sort of becoming strong. The other toss does it wrong at any stage during the race, and Phantom Flash will be home and dry. The other, of course, the dark horse is Port Run Flyer. Will it rise to the occasion? Only a young dog, 6 races in its life. Watch out for a big race from this one.
Yeah, that's right, Port Run Flyer is going to be a very big test of his nerve. He's an inexperienced dog. They're betting 10-1 track 1 Saffron Lady. 66 Match Point, 5 Port Run, that looks quite a fair price. Lee Stroud Magic is 50, 7-4 Phantom Flash, and 5-4 on the other toss. But the hare's about to be set in motion for the race of the year, as they're calling it. Let's see if it lives up to its billing. Watch for trap 6, the other toss, trap 3 Port Run Flyer to cut out the early running with trap 5 Phantom Flash. Let's see if it can get there. Here we go then. First move is made by the other toss, Phantom Port Run Flyer slow, but Phantom Flash has got a pitch. The roar is deafening from the crowd. Port Run Flyer's got a terrible bump. Phantom Flash goes second and is dangerous. He's dangerous from there. The other toss though, will she be able to stay on? Or will Phantom Flash be there? She's there for the taking. She's very strong though. Pick Simon, a fever pitch. Phantom Flash coming up to challenge it. It's Saffron Lady on the rails. Phantom Flash wins it. Saffron Lady second. The other toss third. Port Run Flyer is out in 4th. Match Points 5th. Lee Stroud Magic in 6th. It was an absolute cracker.
Sadly, an injury in the semi-final of the Derby forced his retirement, but I totally endorse the view of many that Phantom is the fastest the sport has seen. A truly wonderful ground.
Ballinderry Ash is a very happy, a very lovely dog, quite easily to handle, full of life, and he likes racing. A lovely dog in the kennel, and very easy dog to handle, easy dog to train.
Ballinderry Ash, son of 1986 Irish Derby winner Carl Jack, achieved the ultimate goal in the sport when landing the English Derby. Trained to perfection by Patsy Byrne and Pa Fitzgerald, the Black landed the Mirror Life Derby in spectacular fashion. Here's a reminder of his triumph.
Could be any of them. There they go, and it's a pretty level break, but Ballinderry Ash has got the lead. Now he could stay there. Ballinderry Ash, it's all over now, he's second. At the moment, the favourite's struggling. They've got Colin at the bend, and Ballinderry Ash has opened up a 5-length lead over It's All Over now, and he's striding down the back straight. I don't think they're going to catch this one, you know. If you've got anyone else, I think you can turn your ticket up. He's not fading, this is the penultimate bend, and Ballinderry Ash is turning this into a procession. It's going to be Patsy Byrne all the way as they come to the line. Ballinderry Ash gets there. Second is Trap 6. It's All Over now. And Patsy Byrne, who last year experienced the disaster and the sorrow, and this year it's all come right, and he's won the richest 6-dog race in the world, and I don't think there's anyone in this stadium who would begrudge him that. Well, we said, didn't we, that if he got out, there's confirmation, the 1991 Greyhound Derby winner, Ballinderry Ash. It was a trap-to-line win, and I don't think once he got out, it was really ever in doubt.
As you notice, we have 5 black dogs here. And we have one rule here, which is the golden rule, and we insist on it. That no matter who comes with a bitch to any one of our dogs, they have to examine the dog's ear against his official identity card with his earmarks. As each dog has his own earmarks. And we like an insistence that they have to examine the dog's ear against his identity card when he's mating the bitch. So there can be no mistakes and no slip-ups. This is a dog called 40 Pieces. He's by Yellow Band out of Wilton Cross, which is one of the best dams in Ireland. He's a dog that was open class in England, won at Wembley and Wimbledon. He's a beautiful big dog, as you can see. An injury brought his career to an end as well. This bitch, her name is Justice Spark. She's the dam of It's All Over Now, which was second in the English Derby this year. And she's been covered by Phantom Flash. This is the caliber of bitches that this dog is getting. This is a bitch called Gentle Approach. She's the dam of Gentle Soda, which won the Irish Oaks at Harold's Cross this year. She actually came off from Scotland to win it. This bitch is owned by Jackie Bedley from Belfast. She came here 2 days ago. She's after being covered and she's going home tomorrow. As we have facilities here to keep brood bitches that are not exactly right when they arrive. We also collect bitches at Shannon and Cork Airport from England. If they're within a 50-mile radius of London, we can get them collected. As we have transport in England every week. As I say, we have facilities to keep bitches overnight or for a week if we have to, as we like to have the bitches exactly right when we serve them. And we get them all swabbed to make sure that everything is 100% right.
Well, the cows just about show the pace of things in Ireland. Nothing is rushed, and life is just as much fun, or even more so, if you take your time. Ireland has a superb range of golf courses: Lahinch, Killarney, Ballybunion and Tralee, to name but a few. For fishing enthusiasts, Ireland offers the chance to visit the three main rivers of the Emerald Isle, the Shannon, the Boyne and the Liffey, which has an abundance of salmon and trout. You can also go greyhound racing, which is the main point of this video. Ireland, being the heart of the greyhound industry, has some fabulous tracks. They include Navan, Harold's Cross, Thurles, Cork and Dundalk. But the premier track though is Shelbourne Park. Extensive refurbishments are taking place at Shelbourne, and phase 1 has already been completed. As you can see, it includes revamped bars, new toilets and a lovely salubrious carvery. Indeed, when the place is finished, it will probably become the showpiece of greyhound racing. On behalf of myself and Atlantic TV, I'd also like to thank the Bull na Gone, especially Paddy O'Dwyer and Shelbourne Park, for their wonderful hospitality shown on Irish Derby final night.
Okay, tequila!
We are at Shelbourne tonight, principally to meet our next subject, the legendary Matt O'Donnell, who has 2 runners in the final. Soon after these pictures were taken, a pigeon left a message on Matt's jacket, which, as you will see later, proved to be a lucky omen. Rumour has it that Matt does not intend to clean the jacket until after next year's Derby. Earlier this week, we called in on Matt at Tipperary and asked him what has made him such a successful trainer and breeder. This is what he had to say.
My mother was interested in grounds, and my uncle. And probably it's from that side of the family I got involved. My uncle had some good dogs in his time. My uncle now would be the P.G. Anglam's father, Titsy, prefix. So that's how I got involved. Well, the other green in 1968, Brilliant Chimes, I think it's around 78 had him. The other Risk, they were the 3 fastest and best grounds I ever had. I suppose, as you know by now, the other toss has been retired. She was measured on Sunday to Alfred Sean. I trained Alfred Sean he was in 3 derbies for me, 3 derby finals for me. She was 2 at Shelbourne Park, the 2 derbies at Shelbourne and the puppy derbies out at Cross. And I think the Cross, it should be a good match-up between the 2 of them, because Alfred Sean was one of the best dogs probably I ever had up to the other toss, but very, very unlucky. He won the race of champions in Limerick, 10,000 to the winner. He beat a real top-class field of dogs. Then he broke the track record 3 times in Tralee for the 550 in November and December. He won the Patsy Borden. And I think his top the 18 in Tralee was a tremendous performance in December. So, but between the two of them, I hope to get an Oaks or a Derby, you know. The other toss won the Derby for me. And I went back to Wimbledon this year for the simple reason that I had the other toss. But I was a bit disappointed with her. She didn't run the track 100%, but I was very disappointed when she got the virus, because I think at the stage she would have won the Derby. And 28-54 run in the first round was a fantastic run, and she was only coming to hand at the time. But then she went wrong on me at the wrong time. And I was very, very disappointed. Now she came in, I was getting ready for the Irish Derby, and she came in season, so she'd been retired.
Now we'll watch this first bend to see she runs wide. There's no running right tonight from Madonna as
the other toss is up to the other risk. My own stud dog, which turned out and caught due to the same dam. And I think I've kept the breed going since 1966. I got my first bitch, and I've kept the breed going through since. And at the moment there are two of my breed in the Derby, the other Pint and the other Knight. And I have some more young dogs coming on again off the breed. So I'm looking forward to the other toss as and the other Pint as my two main blue bitches in the future. I have very strong beliefs in the breeding line that if you're not able to go, if your bitch is not able to go up a coursing field and show pace up and win a trial stake or a bitch puppy stake, or if in the first season, the third season, the second season go up and win a dupper, I think you're better off not to breed up. There's a lot of people who contradict me on that, but that's my theory. And my other theory is that you have to bring in course and pace into the track dogs. You have to make back your track bitches to a coursing dog and breed up their stock again. And that way you will keep the pace coming in all the time, generation after generation. But if you turn around and breed track to track all the time, you'll only go about 3 generations and you'll run completely out of pace, and your breed is dead. And I have kept the breed going since 1966. And the other risk, people said that there was too much coursing in him. He won his trial stake. He won 3 rounds of the Derby. He was beaten in the quarter-final by the Derby winner. And that was only his third time ever out in the coursing field. And people in the beginning were very reluctant to go to the other race because he showed the pace up the coursing field. They thought he was a coursing dog. But in actual fact, he was a track dog that win coursing and proved himself. And this is the point I'm proving back with the bitches as well. People say to me, why are you able to bring back the coursing bitches and track them? It's not. I'm not bringing back coursing, I'm bringing back track bitches from coursing. It's the other way around, like. So, I must be right. I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but I must be right to keep the breed going from 1966 up to now. And my breed is still going as strong as ever. For the risk, he's by Brilliant Chimes, and Brilliant Chimes is by Lara Delafon, out of Flying Lady. And Flying Lady is Kilbellin style, out of Skipping Chick, which is probably one of the best proven brew bitches of all time. So, when you come back to the other side of the other risk, you have the other Mary, which is by Flying Mary. Now, this is where people are saying too much course in them. You had just the one generation, Flying Mary, by New Down Heather, out of Swanky Acre. Flying Mary himself won the Dunmore Sprint.
And the other Mary then was out of Dungwib Lass, which was by my Ross again, out of a bridge called that I started operating with the other Flash. So like my Ross again was all track. He was obviously was seeing knocked out again. I think, I'm not sure, but he was all track. So they knocked the other risk for one generation of coursing, but I proved my point that if you happen that one generation of coursing in track dogs, you have nothing. The black bitch you're looking at here is the other lass. You may notice she has no tail. She was in a row one time and the tail was taken off. And the fawn bitch is Metal Mary. Both those bitches are two little sisters of the other risk. Brilliant Chimes, the other Mary. So you can just picture, you're looking at two here, two over here, Brilliant Chimes, the other Mary. Everything I have is from Brilliant Chimes, the other Mary. The Bringland White bitch on the far side. This bitch now, she never ran, never raced, got halted. We don't mind keeping bitches for breeding. If they get hot, we don't try to run them. This bitch is by the other risk, out of Bojo. Bojo is the mother of Big Interest, which when the coursings are being passed down. We have some beautiful stuff up of this bitch. And at the moment we're Whisper Wishes up her, and they're pure and simply super. So look out for her, she's called the other Belle. The black one is the oldest one in the place. That's the other Rose. She's 11-year-old. The dog coming back, turning around, that's the other risk. You know what he is. The blue bitch is Brazen Ballerina. She's an Okash Rover. Out of the other Rose, she's already proven. And this bitch here is the other Astra. She's one of my good bitches as well. She's she's not a 9-year-old. So they're all proven bitches. Well, Judy. Hello, Judy. Hey, Judy, girl. Oh, look at that. Oh, you're a good girl. So, you see, they're well looked after, every one of them. Now, that's the other risk walking up on the far side, coming across to us. He's a powerful looking animal. So we might have another derby winner this year up of him. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Sandra. We name it, you may notice we name all our dogs. They all answer to the name. Now, my prefix is I call all my dogs the other. I have it going on for the last 20 years or more. So the kennels is called the other kennels. This is Barefoot Black, Barefoot Rover. Rover is the leader. Barefoot Black is in the derby. He was beaten 3/4 of a length last night. Gallop is 340 yards. Last 30 years, they finish on sand, pull in on sand. That's myself up in the yard, clocking and writing down the times. John was keeping an eye on me. Now you're looking at the gallop from the top. As you see, there's a very strong pull the whole way. It's a hard gallop. It's a hard 340 yards. Steep, but it's pulling. It's not. It's just lifting all the way from the time they leave below. And this gallop now Heavenly Duke, the Derby Dogs, is being led. What leader? I'm not sure what leader, but that's Heavenly Duke behind. Oh, Picture Show. He's a good sprinter. He got hopped on me. He was one of the best dogs I had last year, but he went wrong. Willie whistles. When Frances is ready below, she drops him and Willie whistles. And he has an old white plastic bag which throws him on faster. This is Yale Heights now. Another Derby dog behind here, behind Barefoot AS. Is leading up here. Why I put two dogs up most of the time is that the second dog I want to bring flat out. So I give him a leader. When I say a leader, we drop the dog on the bottom about 10 yards or 12 yards in front. And they really go to catch him. So they gallop 100%. And I'm up in the yard. I have the gallop under complete control from the yard. I can clock, I have two marks, one on the bottom, one on the top, and I clock the dogs from the one mark to the other. This Frances is that dog is yielding on the right shoulder, in front of the right shoulder on the neck. So that's what she's doing there after the gallop to see how we say. We're treating him, he went up fast in the gallop, it's not a break to him on the straight gallop. See, she's testing out the other dog, comparing. That's our way of compare one dog or two dogs with one another, like you know whether your reaction is right or not. So the dog with the yellow muzzle there he's a bit wrong in the front of the right shoulder, but we've been treating him since he ran. So he's coming right, but he's still not giving you the neck 100%. It's the same as yourself having a sore neck, that you're kind of a crit in the neck. So he's running on Saturday night. We expect that he'll be okay.
The candid revelations of Matt O'Donnell has certainly been an eye-opener. It just goes to prove the amount of time and effort that goes into preparing greyhounds to run. As we leave the other kennels, with Matt doing an impression of the Tour de France, we get a chance to see the scene of his greatest triumphs. The 1990 victory of the Other Toss and the 1991 victory of Ardfert Mick in the Irish Derby at Shelbourne.
Handlers check that all is well, they're all in, ready to go. The signal will go up very, very shortly. There it is, the bell sounds, the crowd react with a tremendous Derby roar, and now we're only 30 seconds or more away. The hare will move round, and just to recap them: 1 Toss Bit, 2 Rosden Speedy, 3 Phantom Flash, 4 the Other Toss, 5 is Pet's Echo, and 6 is Monoline Stag. The hare's coming to the traps. And away they go, and it's Pet's Echo who bombs away with the Other Toss now showing great speed on the inside. And it's the Other Toss who leads from Pet's Echo. In third place is moving up Phantom Flash to join the Other Toss, but down the far side now. It is the Other Toss who's out in front, followed by Pet's Echo, the outsider. Phantom Flash is starting to run. He's a lot to do, but he's closing. They're racing around the home turn. It's the Other Toss from towards the near side, Pet's Echo. The Other Toss has made virtually all to beat Pet's Echo. Phantom Flash just couldn't get to terms with him and has to settle for third. But it's the Other Toss, only headed for a few strides out of traps by Pet's Echo, but after that it made all and held on strongly to win. Phantom Flash just never got in a telling blow.
Yes, what a race it was. I thought really when Pet's Echo got that flyer that she was going to take all the beating, but just watch the early pace of this, the Other Toss, number 4. She stretches away. Magnificent early pace this one has, and stretches totally clear now of Pet's Echo. In third place there, number 6, Monoline Stag, but he's outpaced from there. And now watch back in fourth place, coming into the picture is Phantom Flash and improving down the back straight, but the other toss getting better with every race she's having come back. It's only 14 weeks since she came in season, this bitch, and what a performance. This daughter of the other Risk, stretching around that third bench. Is a lead there now of what, 3.5 lengths. Pet's Echo in second. Phantom Flash chasing now in third and closing. He seemed to stumble a little there as he tried to take Pet's Echo, but as Pet's Echo moves wide, Phantom Flash has to move wider coming off the last corner. But out in front, it's the other toss, galloping on strongly all the way, keeping up that gallop and coming up to the line. A very, very deserving winner of the 1990 Respond Irish Derby. Come to the line, Pet's Echo closing, Phantom Flash closing, but there's only one winner. It's the other toss, a very, very impressive winner of the Derby. And there's John Houlihan, the owner. That's him embracing Francis Ruth. That's the trainer, Matt O'Donnell, there, who has tried so hard to win a Derby. Well, he has finally achieved it with this great bitch, the other toss. And, well, some very happy scenes there in the middle of the track, as all the connections and a lot of Tipperary people, and I suppose Kerry people too, because John Houlihan, the owner, well, he hails from Kerry. He's over in London now, and he has put a lot of money into greyhound racing. He put a lot of money out to buy this one, or, well, rumours have it that he leased this one. Well, whatever it is, he's won the Derby.
All right, well, the big question for you, who's it to be between your big two there, Artfort Mick and Farlow Melody?
Well, Joe, to be honest with you, there's nothing between the two dogs, and I don't know which of them is going to, if there's any of them to win, which of them will win, but both will run big races.
Let's start by taking a word about Artfort Mick. He seems to take the paint off the rails when he heads down towards the first bend there.
That's right, and in the last 2 runs he has been drawn 2 and 3, I think, and he hasn't got the clearest of runs, but I think tonight he will get a run.
Of course, there is another very fast breaker in this race tonight. That's Colebrook Tiger.
That's true. Colebrook is very, very good away, and I think Colebrook will probably be my problem dog, but Farlow, I expect, will be in front.
Farlow Melody won expertly here last Saturday night. You must have been very, very impressed with the form.
Very impressed. The dog is really running well, and he has had a tough year, but like he's come over it well.
He's a dog with a lot of races behind him.
That's true. And when we bought the dog, I risked him for nearly 2 months, and he's been on the go since. But he's putting up. He's a tremendous dog to risk himself, and I think he's sparing all his energy for the races.
Well, of course, you're hoping to hold on to the Derby title. You won it with the other toss last year, and that dog came out of trap 4, wasn't it?
That's true, but it took me a long time up to that last year. So it would be nice if I could repeat the dose again.
What is it now, Matt? Would that be about 20 dogs in all you'd have had in Derby finals?
Yes, that's what they tell me. Something around that between England and Ireland. So, like, I was waiting a long time.
Is there a secret to the success?
No, there's not. It's luck.
And a bit of hard work, I'm sure.
Yeah, true. You have to have the dog as well. It's like you have to have that luck. It's 85% luck.
Artfort Mick's sire, that's Artfort Sean, he was also a successful Derby dog.
Yeah, he was probably one of the unluckiest dogs I ever had. I brought him to 3 Derby finals. He was in the Puppy Derby and 2 Derbies here in Shelburne. I think he started his favourite once anyway, if not twice. But he always did the wrong thing in the final night. So he ended up with no Derby, but he should have won a Derby. He was a really good dog.
Well, the punters here are definitely going for Farlow Melody, it seems. Would that be a fair reading of it? You say there's very little between them, really.
Well, Artfort came from behind and he beat him a nick in the Champion Stakes, and to me, that's all is between the 2 dogs.
That was a terrific race. I remember that particularly here. It was a marvellous finish.
Yeah, and you can expect if they're in contention early on, I can expect that again.
Now, the second dog there, Farlow Melody, he's English-owned, in fact.
Yes, John Davis and Dave Tucker, or Tickler, I think it is. 2 nice fellas, and I bought the dog from him in Shelburne Park after he won in 2909. So he's been lucky for him.
There's a litter brother of Artfort Mick in the race as well. That's Ask Clare. Any quiet fancy at all for that dog?
Well, I had the dog myself, and he ran. He was in the final of the Guinness 600. But I must be honest, he's running better now than when I had him.
There was some class of an injury that he had at that time, wasn't there?
Slight little injury, but like the man that's doing him, Jeremiah, is doing him better than me. That's all I can say, to be honest about it. And like he probably is a one-man dog. And like those dogs don't settle down in kennels. that we did find he was a problem in the kennel. And he just didn't, you know, he didn't settle right for us.
The two dogs that you have in the final, how are they? Are they easy dogs to train, easy dogs to...
Beautiful dogs. Father went into that kennel tonight and he was just turning himself down and fell asleep. He was escaped the whole way up, and so was the other fellow. So those two, you know, they're really two beautiful dogs to handle.
That's the kind of guy you want.
That's true. Well, Farlow in particular, Ardfert is a little bit shy, a little bit timid, but like Farlow, he just loves it all.
What's your greatest fear now? There's so much expected of the two dogs that you've got in this race tonight.
I fear everything, but if I had a big fear, it has to be Coldbrook Tiger.
Because Tiger had been doing very well in the earlier rounds.
That's right, he's a good hound. Padraig is down the road for me, and if I don't win it, I wish Padraig the very best. That's all I can say.
Was it you had to pass him or he had to pass you on the way?
I had to pass him. I passed his gate on the way. So actually, Padraig schooled a few dogs for me, like. So as I said, if I don't win, I hope Padraig will win.
There's the roar, the bell sounds, and the runners. 1 Ardfert Mick, 2 Super Gem, 3 Coldbrook Tiger, 4 Ask Clare, 5 is Lions Monks, and 6 is the favourite, Farlow Melody. The hare comes round to the traps, and listen to the roar when they break away. Away they go, and Farlow has come out, but just stumbled momentarily, and it's Ask Clare, and Ardfert Mick has raced up on the inside, and those looking to support the red jacket must be happy at this point, and racing on down the far side, it's Ardfert Mick from Ask Clare in second, trying hard is Farlow Melody, but racing down now to the bottom bend, it's Ardfert Mick all the way from Ask Clare, and then comes Super Gem. Farlow Melody's no chance, it's Ardfert Mick all the way to the line to win the 1991 Respond. Ardfert Mick's bullet from Ask Clare. It's going to be close for the third between Super Gem and Lions Monks, in a great performance from Ardfert Mick, who won it at the first turn by skipping through after Farlow looked as if he was going to show the pace away, but just lost it in the first few strides.
Well, history has been made. The Little Brothers have finished first and second, and what a performance and what a night for Maurice Harty from Spa. We see the break. Farlow Melody didn't get his flyer. It was from 4, Ask Clare, which got a flyer out of 4. But look at Ardfert Mick getting the best break probably of his career, going up and leading into that first bend. Determination there on that inside rail. Around the corner, Ardfert Mick and his brother on his outside, Ask Clare. There, as we see number 3 Coldbrook Tiger falling at that first corner. Into the back, Ardfert Mick by a neck from Ask Clare. Super Gem poking up the inside. Farlow Melody poking up on the outside. Behind that, about 3 lengths adrift is Lions Monks. But you know there was no catching. This derby was already over because Ardfert Mick, the dog who normally comes from behind, he's away and gone, and the prize is sealed for Noel Clifford from Tralee, the man who's had his 3rd finalist here. He had Ardfert Mick sire in the final twice before, was beaten, but now he has made good with Ardfert Mick as he takes the paint off the rails coming home and stretches away from Ask Clare. Ask Clare ran a gallant race in 2nd place, but there was no catching. It's Ardfert Mick coming up in the Classic, sponsored by Kerry and won by a Kerry dog from a Kerry dog in 2nd. So Ardfert Mick, the winner of the Derby. Ask Clare is 2nd.
And Ardfert Mick, the 11-4 second favourite winner of the Respond Irish Greyhound Derby final. 2nd was Ask Clare.
There could not be a more fitting way to conclude our look at Matt O'Donnell's empire. And it actually confirms what many people have thought for many years, that Matt O'Donnell is undoubtedly one of Ireland's top breeders and trainers, having landed the 1990 Irish Derby with the other Toss, and the 1991 with the brilliant Ardfert Mick.
Hello, my name is John Marsh. This is my wife, Grania, and with our friend Liam O'Brien, we run the Ardcool Purchase Rearing Scheme.
Hello, I'm Liam O'Brien, and I'm John Marsh's colleague and partner in the Ardcool operation. And John has gone into how the thing evolved and why we started it up. And I concentrate mainly on the breeding end of it. I produce pups and I get them to about 12 to 16 weeks old, at which stage they go on to the to the farm. We've had great satisfaction from the scheme since we started it. We have had a considerable number of winners, and far more winners in fact than we could have anticipated at the outset. But our main aim has been to convince people that we are here working very hard, determined to work very hard to do a good job and to get a sound, genuine greyhound out to everybody.
We started the scheme about 4 years ago, and the whole idea behind it was to give the ordinary doggy man a chance to own a well-bred, well-reared greyhound. Ardcool is situated in Ardfinnan in Tipperary. It's near Clonmel. We have a fabulous view of the Knockmildown Mountains from where we live. Here at Ardcool, we have over 45 acres of land for the pups to roam around.
And we also have access to our neighbour's land, which is over 200 acres.
We see lots of wildlife down these fields, and the pups, it's great for the pups to get down these fields. It keeps their enthusiasm and instinct to chase really alive. We find to have good puppies, you've got to feed them well. They do so much running around, they need to have plenty of nourishment inside in them. But we feed a lot of fresh vegetables to them and some bread. Bread is very good. It cuts down on the high protein content, which is essential for dogs you're racing. We soak the bread first with some hot water. We feed some casco nuts as well, and the dogs thrive pretty well on these.
We believe very much in having a proper balanced diet and changing it around a bit, maybe giving them chicken once or twice a week, just to break the monotony. Our dogs get a lot of meat now.
Yeah, they're getting lamb here. You can see some lamb here. But they like the lamb. Yeah, we pick out the bones. We boil it pretty well until the meat comes away from the bone. And we find the bones are very handy to throw out to the pups. They keep their teeth in good order. For the baby puppies, we cook up butcher meat or rabbit. We find the pups really love it, and the skins are useful then for the bigger greyhounds where you want to keep them alert.
We feed the pups twice a day. In the morning they get cow's milk, brown bread and cheese.
They love it, don't they? They love the cheese.
Yes, as you can see from the picture, they really like it. And the main meal then consists of meat, casco meal, and vegetables and potatoes. And we vary it once or twice a week, giving them chicken or fish.
Or lamb.
What you can see now is our paddocks, our runs. They're 150 yards long by 10 yards wide. And there's approximately 4 dogs per paddock. And each paddock being side by side, it gives the dogs tremendous competitiveness because they chase each other. Each different run chases the other. With any greyhound, young greyhounds especially, space is a necessity for them to stretch their limbs and to develop properly and be able to gallop. But we also take all the puppies down the fields for 20 minutes or half an hour every morning to give them balance and let them run around and twist and turn and let them see something, birds or rabbits or whatever, just to give them the instinct of chasing.
this morning we have 5 dogs for first hand slip. We have 3 Whisper Wishes and 2 model supports. This is our first look at the track. John will hand slip them, but we'll hand slip them very near the first bend. You know, so John goes to about 20 or 30 yards from the first bend, because young pups, if they're very keen and eager, can do damage and cause themselves injury, unnecessary injury, if they're very keen. Back a few years ago, I lost a little sister to fires of war here at the first bend in her second trial. There he goes. See, the first bend is a bit sharp. They tend to run off a bit. You can see my point now if they're going into it too fast. He's going around very nicely. Again, like all pups, showing inexperience on the bend. There he goes. Again, running out on the bend again, very much. He's satisfactory, stretching grand. There you go, satisfactory trial. He's nice and near the first bend now. There we go. Running very wide, but now he's settling down. Running nice. Again, very satisfactory introduction. He's wondering where it's gone. Again, consistent handling of dogs. You'll notice how easy it is to catch that dog now, and that's a total stranger to him. They're picking him up. The right temperament, very important.
John is up there now, up in the paddocks, checking all the dogs, making sure everything is okay. It's pretty essential that you check every dog every day to make sure they're not carrying a little injury, which could fester or become much worse. He's over there at the moment with the Tico Celtic Bimbo litter. We've got all the dogs chasing each other now. Next door in the next paddock we have the Daly's Gold Celtic Pearl litter. They're almost 10 months now, and they're looking super dogs altogether. We find human contact is really essential to have a friendly greyhound. We like the fact that all our dogs come up to us and say hello to us when we go near them.
Out of Moreland's Mandy by Barefoot Band.
Yeah, they're just about, what are they now? 10, 12 weeks at the moment.
Yeah, 10, 12 weeks. And Moreland's Mandy already has thrown some tremendous greyhounds. Moreland's Gift, he did 29-15 around Kilkenny lately. And she's also bred another one that went under 29 seconds in Harold's Cross. And this is her third litter. She also has a litter about 10 months old by Moral Support.
Here, her racing name is Celtic Cracker. This is her litter of the other risk puppies. Gretel, her breeding is I'm Slippy out of Usual Excuse, which Usual Excuse is a sister to Merlin's Chill. The pups here are over-friendly. You end up getting scraped to bits every time you go near them. That they're a beautiful pup, and Gretel has a gorgeous temperament herself. In fact, Fires of War, who was one of our most famous greyhounds on the purchase rearing scheme, he has, in 1990, he reached the finals of the Derby and the Arc, winning many heats on his way. And in 1991, he won the Arc and reached the quarterfinals of the Derby, and this was with a broken tail. So he did quite well for himself.
We also produced dogs like Peerless and Kazinsis Lad. Peerless won 16 from 23 races so far, mostly opens. And Cosenza's Lad won the track dog stake for the Waterloo Cup, and also won one or two open race stakes. We produced Art Coldberry, which did 29-24 around Kilkenny in our first and second race.
Yeah, the track record there is 28-98, and that's standing with 11 years. So she did pretty well for herself there.
So we have quite a high strike rate. Quite a lot of our dogs are making into open class. Where else can you get a dog like these for 20 quid a week for 52 weeks?
Yeah, it's tremendous value, really. Most of our dogs have reached open class, and the owners are thrilled with them.
Leeds and Dyson, they'll all take a lump and they'll all vary according to how much money they take. And we'll watch from an exceptionally quick break from 4, 5 and 6 and possibly 2. Up they go and they're out to a very quick break. 2's come out and actually turns right, which their Pure Gold got. They come to the first bend. It's Attractive Sun, Pure Gold, Attractive Sun, Pure Gold. Viking Chain, Fires of War. They're down 3 in a line. Fires of War's gone to the front. That's a great run with mixed stock. It's Fires of War straight to the front from Baltimore Red. Fires of War, Baltimore Red, Pure Gold. So coming off the last bend now. It's Fires of War becoming a draw away. It's Fires of War winning quite easy now. It's a great tackle for second place on the line. Attractive Sun has beaten Baltimore Lead. So there's the first 3. 6, 2, 4, Fires of War, Baltimore Lead and Attractive Sun.
This bitch is Eternal Slippy. She's I'm Slippy out of Maureen Honey. She's a half-sister to Kildara Chris, which won the Scottish Derby. She never raced in public. She ran up once the coursing field and won her course and broke a bone in her wrist. Now this bitch is a sister of Fires of War. She's Celtic Bimbo, and she raced twice at Oxford and won 2 races at Oxford, and that's all the racing she had. She split a web in her 3rd race at Oxford, and she did some very fast times there. And she's got a litter of pups at the minute by Tico.
Here's Gretel. Gretel, her racing name is Celtic Cracker. Her first litter are by Whisper Wishes. We're schooling them at the moment. They're doing pretty all right for themselves. Her breeding is I'm Slippy by Usual Excuse, and Usual Excuse is a sister to Merlin's Chill. Miss Adele Susie's here, and her breeding is Sinbad Kilclooney Rose. Her first litter are to Soda Fountain, and they're currently racing in England. Art Cool Baz raced at Bellevue, he ran an open class. So does Ace, ran at Romford. And First Violet is racing in Oxford. There was one of the litter, Art Cool Fountain, he raced in Clonmel, and he won a £1,000 stake, a puppy stake. So he has gone over now to Blackpool, where he's going to race there. She also has a litter of Glencorby Celts, and they're about 9 months at the moment, 9 months old.
In her first litter to Soda Fountain, she had 10 pups, and everyone won.
This is Mary Silver, my prized possession, I suppose. She's the queen of the kennels here. She has thrown track record breaker on every litter, which is a unique distinction. And I've been asking Flight Amphlett if he can tell me whether any other bitch has done it. Maybe they have indeed. Anyway, Fires of War would probably be her most famous pup. She's had litters by Slapstick and Dad's Bank, by Dipmac, and now we have a litter by Soda Fountain. They're 15 months old. We're just starting them off, 5 dogs and 3 bitches. And she then had a litter by John D. We have 3 dogs. They are 10 months old. Another proud boast for Mary Silver would be that virtually every pup she has thrown has made open class, which is very encouraging. Again, the dominant part of our second and third line breeding is that she's dominantly coursing breeding there, which I think is what gives you the pace when you come down the second or third generation. She's probably the ideal distance away from coursing in her line, second and third and fourth line back, which is very, very important. I think that's what gives the dogs the great pace in the back straight. That's what I attributed the success of her progeny anyway on her back line breeding. Quite a number of people have been very fortunate in that they have got open class dogs. To name but a few: Fires of War, Gunchadin, Simon John was on the verge of it, Peerless, an open class dog, Kazensis Lad, Lucky Laganore, Ardcool Berry, Ardcool Fountain, Talon's Gold, Dundrum Tim, new lot of pups that are coming out now which are going to be open class racing this year and next. They're not 2 years old yet. So we're very encouraged by that level of success. We won, as John said, about 250 races last year, including quite a number of our dogs running independent tracks also, and often it's not very easy for us to keep track of them. But we do our best by keeping in touch with the owners and trying to get it as accurate details as we can from them, which we include in our regular newsletters, which we do about every 4 or 5 months. And we have a great reaction from the people to this newsletter. It's vital to us that our dogs go to good trainers when they go to England, and in this regard we've been very fortunate that a number of our dogs now are with Ginger McGee, Tony Meek, who's based at Oxford, Ray Andrews and Pat McComb up at Bellevue, Tom Johnson at Wembley, Ernie Wiley at Romford, Peter Payne at Romford, Shirley Lindley now at Sunderland has taken a few dogs from us recently and is very pleased with them. Our dogs have won, quite a number of them have won in different tracks in Scotland. And any of these trainers who have got dogs from us originally, we notice, are very pleased to take dogs when they hear that they're coming from Ardcool. And that is a great sense of pride to us, that trainers trust us to produce decent track-ready dogs, and they have very little work to do with them at that stage. So that has been most encouraging for us. Our telephone numbers and our addresses are available to you on the video. We're only too delighted to hear from anybody at any time relating to any aspect of the game. And we're in this business to make friends and not to lose them. And we enjoy the camaraderie and the chat with everybody involved in the game.
Remember, if you have any queries, please do not hesitate to contact us. We will be delighted to be of assistance to you.
From Liam, Grania and I, we hope you enjoyed this video and we hope to hear from you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Des Fallon, and my wife Sheila here is with me this morning. At present we're outside our house here in Summerhill in County Meath. We've been here for 3.5 years, and this is where our greyhound operation takes place. It's an old looking house on the outside, but it's stood the test of time, and we hope that it's a fairly solid base from where to go here in the future. Would you like to come inside with us? We've been involved in dogs now for about 8 to 10 years, and we've been breeding our own for the last 7 years and racing full-time here since we moved down for the last 3.5 years. I would have to say that our first efforts at ownership weren't the most successful. I suppose everybody has to start somewhere. They all started from a syndicate with myself and Paddy and John, 2 uncles of mine. We had our small-time successes at our local track here in Navan, mainly with sprinters. In fact, it's a little bit ironic because we found now over the years that we've gone to the other end of the scale where stayers would seem to be our strong point. We had a bitch, a staying bitch. We brought her up from County Wexford 7 or 8 years ago, and her name was Suprita. And little did we know then but that she was to be the cornerstone. We retired that good bitch of ours some years back, and we bred her to 2 dogs down in County Kilkenny, Lancaster Lucky and Lax Law. From those 2 litters we were very, very successful in the breeding field. The first litter practically all winners, and the second litter producing a good number of winners, including a track record holder and numerous winners over extended distances. But nowadays we find that most of our success comes over the extended distances. In the last couple of years especially, the Damline has produced, such as Coco Star and Moyedi Smoky, who have proven themselves to be the very best over the extreme distances and the middle distances also. Well, we would regard middle distance for our dogs from 600 upwards, but Coco haven't captured the 1,025-yard stake for 2 years running. I think that really caps it all. And we'll go for a ramble around the place and see what's here today anyway.
This little bitch you see running up and down is a little bitch named Nancy Kim, a great little runner, very fiery. The 3 puppies now you're looking at are all comrades out of the 1 litter. They're by Droopy's Jaguar out of our own brood bitch, Laurita. They've run races. The dog you're looking at there, the nearest one to the gate, he has won his last 3 races. He's done 3 out of his last 5 races. The next lot here are by our own stud dog, Moyedi Tramp, out of a bitch we got in called Bonjala Fantasy. They have had races. They seem like very genuine, good puppies. So they've only started. The near fellow, the brindle fellow, has won a couple of races, and so has the little bitch. So they're just starting off, the 2 of them, and they're looking good. This little blue bitch, she was injured on us. She broke a bone in her leg, and it finished her racing career. But I'm not too sure. We had plans to run her over marathon distances, but I've changed my mind. I think I'll send her to Aintree and put her in the Grand National. We'll stick her in against Desert Orchid. This is the reason why. Watch this. Well, the 2 dogs Paddy is holding now are both comrades from the 1 litter. They're by Laxlaw out of Saprita, our first own brood bitch.
Yeah, the brindle bitch there, Misty. Misty's in pup at the moment to a young dog from England called Damien Slave. Damien's is a Knockerhour slave dog out of Lady Electra, and we're hoping for a lot from these pups when they hit the tracks, well, we will say in the future, because she hasn't even had them yet. As you can see, she's in good order, and Paddy's holding her well there at the moment. Her first pup to run off her only litter on the track at the moment. He popped out last week and won his first race in Enniscorthy in 29.58. If that's anything to go by, we certainly will be looking forward to these pups after Damien's. We'll get a good look at this fella now, because this is the resident stud dog at the moment. Tramp, whose racing name is Moyedi Tramp, he's the son of Laxlaw and Suprita. We would argue that he was the best dog on that particular litter, and that was an achievement in itself, because the litter won almost 75 races and track records fell to that litter, and distances from 300 yards up to 600 yards fell to it.
Tramp was the most genuine greyhound I've ever had. I'm breeding greyhounds now, we're breeding greyhounds now, and we're striving to achieve what he was. He was honest, he was genuine, and he was one of the fastest dogs I ever had a lead on, and I hope to get another one soon. This is another litter sister, Laurita. She started off, she raced in England, was very successful, and we brought her back, and we started to breed her.
Yeah, her first litter were all winners, and her second litter now, she has pups, well, they're not pups now, they're 2-year-old, on the track after Droopy's Jaguar. And I think they're going to make her as a brood bitch. Paddy again owns her, and I think it'd be fair to say he's fairly pleased with the way this litter have gone so far. There's 4 of the litter have raced and another 2 to go, so 2 out of 4 is not so bad. What do you think, Pat?
Yes, we have one dog there out of our that dog called Nubpot, who seemed to be making him a very good dog. Also his little brother Santa Monica Boy, and we're very, very pleased with him.
Here's Smokey now. Smokey's a little brother to the staying bitch Coco Star, and Smokey was a fair old stayer in his own right. He's been retired to stud in the last couple of months, and we've had a couple of bitches over for him, and so far they seem to be in pups, so we think, well, if the future for him might hold something rosy. He always was going to be a stayer, and he was only barely 2 when we put him over the extended distances in Dundalk, over 760 yards. He went through 3 rounds of the sweepstake of the Curly Marathon, and to reach the final, he was favoured for the final, met trouble in running, and was beaten ahead.
This is the star of the kennel, namely Coco Star. She's owned by Paddy Mitten, so I'm going to let him tell you a bit about her.
Yes, it's Coco is definitely the star of the kennel. Coco is a great stayer. She has won over 8 distances. She has won from 525 up 550, 575, 750, 760, 830, 840 and 1025. In that she's won the 1025 marathon championships for 2 years running in 89 and 90. And now she has had her first litter of pups, as you can see there by Mount Grand. 3 dogs and 3 bitches, so we're very happy about that. We're looking forward to them, and if they're anything at all like their mother, we'll certainly be more than pleased. What do you have to say, Des?
Well, I'd say Coco now is the best example of our breeding and our back breeding all back along, because Coco is out of a granddaughter of Supreta, and that granddaughter, Supreta too, was bred to Dad's Bank. When you hear Dad's Bank, you think of the dog that showed the early pace around Dundalk, showed the early pace around Shelbourne Park, went over to contest the Derby in England in the mid-80s and showed early pace around there. So what did we get when we bred Dad's Bank to our line? We got the best bitch over 1,025 yards this country has seen for the last few years. When she was racing, apart from the fact that she could stay, she showed great track sense, and we find that it must be a completely natural instinct with her, because she's very, very nibble here with her pups. She'll bounce around them, she'll play with them, but there's in no way would she ever...
She'd never hurt them. She'd never hurt them. She's a great little mother. And I mean, it's very few bitches that I find that will let pups at that age run around them. But you'll see her, and she'll run around them. And she'll make them run. I mean, they're only 5 weeks old, but you can see it already. She'll bring them off, she'll come along, she'll check on them, she'll come back and look at them, she'll run around them, look. She's just a marvellous little bitch, in every sense of the word, and she absolutely enjoys that, out with them. That's just happiness for her.
Look, I see Pat Gill, our neighbour there, has brought in the black dog. That's a Damien slave dog. While Sheila was in Dundalk winning with 1916, I went down to Newbridge with this black dog, and well, we were pleased. He obliged in the fastest time of the night of 29:46. He won by 6 lengths, and we think a lot of this fella. This is a son of Law Rita. We saw the dam earlier, and this is the dog called Nugpot, a stayer. If ever there's going to be a stayer, this is him. He's going for one of the major sweepstakes now in Dublin. The marathon season is starting. 1916, gone up in a gallop. He's going well, he's okay.
Well, he's a bit of a fiery young dog, this fella.
There he goes. Very same as Newbridge the other night. Hopped out and away he went. Nice dog. Mona's slave. I think you'll be hearing something about that fella.
So do I.
Both himself and 1916 their future could be across the water. I think 1916 is practically gone. Did you get that check yet, Paddy?
No, not yet, but I'm expecting to be on the way shortly.
Ah well, he isn't something to get the fuel up.
Maybe if you get the check from me, you can buy the other half of those traps.
Make it 6.
Thanks for spending some time with us. I hope you enjoyed your ramble around Moy Lodge looking at the dogs in our setup. I hope that perhaps if you want a star like ours, that we might be able to help each other.
If you feel that this tape has given you an indication of how we can help you in any way, don't hesitate to contact us any time, day or night. Whatever your problems might be, we'll do our best to help you solve them. And you can take your bitch and we can take the breeding process through a number of stages that you mightn't feel that you can do yourself, and we'll help in any way possible. You can telephone us from the UK on 010 353 405 57464, or locally in Ireland here on 0405 57464. If you want to drop us a line, you can write to us at Moy Lodge in Summerhill in County Meath. Thank you, and from Sheila, Paddy and myself, thanks and goodbye.